Hello and welcome to Thrive Within. I am your host, Mark Bucksath, a life coach, educator, and someone who's passionate about helping you live your life more fully, honestly, and aligned with who you really are. This podcast is your space for real talk and focused coaching on things like confidence, purpose, boundaries, self-doubt, and personal growth. So whether you're on a walk, taking a break, or just giving your brain a moment to breathe, I am so glad you're here. Let's get into it. Today's topic of conversation is confidence and what it really is. We tend to think that confidence is being loud, certain, unshakable, but real confidence isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting yourself enough to face the unknown. Confidence is not always being fearless, always knowing what to do, never making mistakes. Confidence is grounding yourself in the moment, believing you can figure it out even if you stumble, and showing up even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. The truth is, most confident people feel doubt. They don't let the doubt drive them. They learn to hear the inner critic without handing it the mic. And here's the reframe. Confidence doesn't mean I'll never fail. Confidence means even if I fail, I'll be okay. I'll learn and I'll rise. Let's be honest. Most of us weren't taught confidence. We were taught comparison. We were taught to measure ourselves against grades, promotions, appearances, and achievements. So when self-doubt shows up, it makes sense. It is the residue of old voices. Don't mess up. Don't be too much. Who do you think you are? We internalize those echoes until they feel like our own. And then when pressure hits, those old messages, they rush back in. Here's the shift. Doubt isn't proof you're weak. It's proof you're human. It's the brain's way of saying, pay attention to this. This is important. This matters. Confidence is built when you move forward anyway. So here's your mindset shift for today. Confidence isn't something you either have or don't. It's something you build. Think about it. Every confident moment in your life was once something you had never done before. The first time you drove a car, held a newborn, or spoke up in a meeting. You probably didn't feel confident. You probably felt shaky, but you did it. And the confidence, it came after. Confidence is the residue of action. The more you practice showing up, the more you trust that you can handle whatever comes. So the next time doubt whispers, remember, confidence grows through courage, not the other way around. Let me take you on set with me for a moment. I was working as a gaffer, which is the head of lighting, on a shoot that was already running behind schedule. We had just wrapped a scene when suddenly the bulb in our 18,000 watt light exploded. It was rigged on a left 45 feet in the air, and it was the light creating our moonlight. Thankfully, we had a spare bulb, and since we needed to shoot further down the road for the next scene, we had made a company move. We'd swapped out the bulb, we raised the light 50 feet back into the position, and got ready to roll. Tension was high. Everyone knew we were already behind. Cameras were in place. The director was ready. We flipped the switch and nothing. It stayed dark. This wasn't just any light. We couldn't shoot without it. And our permit was only good for that night. To make things worse, this type of light doesn't turn back on right away. It needs 20 minutes to cool down before it can restrike. And by then, it should have been ready. For a moment, the entire set froze. The director looked at me. The crew looked at me. My stomach, it dropped. That old voice of doubt came rushing in. What if I can't fix this? What if I mess this up in front of everyone? So here's what I did. I took a breath, slowed down my reaction. Instead of scrambling, I grounded myself. I reminded myself, all right, been here before. You know your craft, trust yourself. Within minutes, we had the lift lowered so we could check the light. The bulb was fine. Thank God, because it was the only spare we had. And after a little troubleshooting, I realized that the issue wasn't the light at all. The cable run was so long that the fixture wasn't getting enough power, so we cranked up the generator voltage, and the scene was saved. Later, someone told me, "You look calm." I laughed because I didn't feel calm. But that's the thing. Confidence isn't about never feeling shaky. It's about trusting yourself enough to take the next step, even under the lights, literally. That night taught me this. Sometimes the most confident thing you can do is just breathe, pause, and trust the tools you already carry. Now, let's bring this to you. Think of a moment recently when pressure hit. Maybe it was at work, at home, or in a conversation that mattered. And ask yourself, how did my body respond? What story did my mind start telling me? Did I spiral into panic, or did I pause? Confidence is often found in that pause, in choosing to ground yourself before reacting. So here's the practice. The next time you feel a surge of doubt, take one slow breath and tell yourself, I don't need the full solution now. I just need the next step. And that's how confidence grows, one grounded breath at a time. A few questions for your journal or your walk today. When was the last time I felt pressure and still pulled through? What strengths showed up in me that I didn't recognize before? And how can I remind myself of those strengths the next time doubt comes? Now take a deep breath, hold, and release. And let those answers come slowly. The more often you loop through, the stronger your confidence becomes. So instead of waiting to feel confident before acting, flip it. Act first and let confidence catch up. Here's your shift for today. Here's something really simple that you can try right now. Think of one area where you've been holding back because of doubt and write it down. Now, instead of waiting for the perfect conditions, choose one tiny action towards it. Send the email. Start the draft. Have the 5-minute conversation. Confidence doesn't come from guarantees. It comes from movement, from proving yourself that you're capable of more than doubt suggests. And each small act becomes another brick in the foundation of your confidence. So thank you for hanging out with me today. If this episode resonated with you, I would love for you to follow the show, share with a friend, or leave a kind review. It helps more people find these conversations. And if you're ready to go deeper, check out my books or learning about coaching with me at guidedpathcoaching.crd.co. You've got this. I'm here with you, one step at a time. Take a deep breath, trust yourself, and remember, you're doing better than you think.